Welcome to this very informal course on coaching adult ADHD, which is kind of a sad title because you're not coaching the adult ADHD, you're coaching the adult with ADHD. It's going to be informal and sometimes, heaven help us, a little bit rambling if I go down my own ADHD route. If I start chasing a rabbit down a rabbit hole, if I spot a squirrel and I choose to take us down that little squirrel road, the problem is when you're dealing with someone with adult ADHD, he might go down that rabbit hole. Now he's got to remember where he was before he went back down there. So he needs to, if he goes up the branch, up the tree to chase the squirrel, he needs to remember where he was before he spotted the squirrel. So I've put together many, many courses on many different subjects, such as project management and risk management and leadership and coaching. And this one is on adult ADHD. Those other ones you can imagine had to be very structured and methodical and all that good stuff. But I want you to go on a journey with me. I'm not going to act it up. I'm not going to fake any of it. But if you want to understand what it is to coach somebody with adult ADHD, well, here I am. Now, I'm a classic adult ADHD in as much as I wasn't diagnosed as such until into midlife. And I'm midlife. I still reckon I've got, the other half of my life still to live. And thank goodness, because being aware of who I am and how my brain works or works differently to other people makes for a very promising outlook in terms of the richness that I can get out of life and relationships and in the workplace. And my hope is that if you are ADHD watching this, that you are on the same journey. The odds are that if you're watching this, you are somebody who is a coach, a life coach, leadership coach, a business coach, who has a client who you either suspect is living with adult ADHD or you know they are because they've told you. And hopefully they're telling you because they have that confirmed clinically by somebody. And they don't just use the adult ADHD as an excuse for poor behavior, poor discipline, lack of execution, lack of follow through, being late for everything all of the time, leaving everything until the last minute, just forgetting how long it takes to put your shoes on, basically. And I'm really exaggerating, but how long it takes you to get ready in the morning. Are they late every day for getting to the train? Do they really misjudge how long it takes to get ready to get to the train every day? Well, some people are time dysmorphic, which is a really smart word for they lose track of time. And because they lose track of time, they find it difficult to estimate how long something's going to take them to do it. When I put together my two books, the one on coaching adult ADHD, the same title that makes up this title and saying what's in the tin, and the other one is working with adult ADHD, which is for you as the individual with ADHD if you're in the workplace and you're trying to figure out how to make it work for yourself. The coaching adult ADHD speaks for itself. But you don't have to be a coach to coach it. You can be a parent, you can be a spouse, a partner, you can be a best friend to somebody, you might be a church leader, a faith leader, you might be a counselor who's not really familiar with adult ADHD. This book and this course will help you to understand what it is, what it isn't, how you can more effectively coach somebody with adult ADHD. What are some common communication strategies and time management strategies that you can help them to put in place? What are the things that you can help them to put in place to achieve the goals? The same kind of goals that you would set for any other client. It's not saying you're going to set smaller goals, but you might set a number of smaller goals that make up the big goal that you would give somebody who doesn't have an attention deficit and isn't hyperactive to the point that it's called a disorder. We'll talk a little bit about your coaching practice, but not much at all because that's covered in other books, and I go into a lot more detail about actual coaching in another book of mine, the four steps of powerful coaching. And here we're going to focus on what it's like to live with adult ADHD, and therefore what you need to bring to the party if you're coaching somebody with adult ADHD. My name's Jeremy Farrell, as it says on the tin. Maybe I forgot to mention that. And this is just the introduction to this course, which aligns perfectly with the short ebook that I've written called Coaching Adult ADHD. But let's go for it.